Hi, everybody. This is Dr. J and Kamal streaming live from Long Island, New York, coming to coast and across the globe with the latest news from Wall Street, the latest tickers and the hot stocks and stocks that you should be in and stocks that you shouldn't. And we know because we're in some of them that we shouldn't, and some of them that we should. So we'll share. We're here to share what we our thinking is, and also look what the charts are saying. So, without further ado, let's look at the averages today. And I'm going to go to share screen. It'll take a second, and we'll see the averages today. And remember, yesterday I told you good headline, and we're going to soar. Today's headline. There's Professor Spike. Hey, Professor Spike. Yesterday,
Hello.
yesterday on the show, I told Kamal that with any positive headline, we're going to spike up.
Uh-huh.
And we got a positive headline this morning that the PPI was somewhat subdued, at least more subdued than most economists on the street were calling for. So that was good news. A little tamer inflation, and also hints of peace in Ukraine. Little
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
little hints. So, of course, the big headline that I'm looking for is peace in Ukraine. That's the big headline that will cause the market to lift off like a rocket ship.
Yes, I agree.
So that's the one I'm looking for, and I'm calling for it. I called for it yesterday. I'm actually handicapping the war in order to handicap the market.
I think I think we
I,
have
I,
no other choice.
I just need 30 more days like today.
Well, I mean, like
Days like today will be even.
BioCris is still giving us an opportunity, but I think right. I think I think even something like that might be related to when we see peace.
Oh, you see that? See what happens when we blow you up? You can see the color in your beard.
Yeah, you know, it's salt and salt.
Yeah, you can see the color. All right. What if I blow myself up? Oh, that's nasty. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm just having fun.
You're having fun, huh?
Yeah, you look like you're up against a brick wall for some reason.
I built this brick wall.
Oh, you built it.
Yes.
Nice.
You're
During the pandemic, I
yeah.
decided I'm sitting in my dining room, so
Oh, that's beautiful,
It's
actually.
very nice.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
took
Good
me
work.
3 days.
As long as you know. All right. Let's get to what am I doing? I want to get back to the share
Are
screen.
you doing that, or is that Dr. J doing that?
I don't know what
No, I'm doing that. I'm trying to show you the
Okay.
wall.
I'm trying to get
Yeah,
back to my.
you should be proud of that work.
I'm
Good
trying to
work.
Yeah.
get back to the share screen.
There
Okay,
you
there
go.
we go. You see my screen, right?
Yes.
I hope it's okay. I was messing around with it. It's okay.
It looks great.
Oh, it looks great. Okay. So the
Yeah.
S&P was up 2.14% or
Very
90
impressive
points
stuff.
to 4262. We like that. We like that a lot. The Dow 30 was up 1.82% to 599 points to 33,544. The Nasdaq up 3%. Wow, it really bounced back today to
Mm.
12,948, up 367 points. Holy mackerel. The Russell more subdued 1.4%, trailing the other averages in terms of gain, 27 points to 1968. And crude oil continues its slide down to $95, which is bullish for the market, actually. Gold is got killed today, all the way down to 1917. And
Wow.
yesterday we looked at dust at Kamal's request. And
Right.
I don't know much about gold, but I remarked yesterday that if I had to take a position in gold, I would be short, not long. And sure enough, it
Really?
collapsed today. Yeah. Silver down 23 cents or 0.9%, much less of a hit than gold. The euro showed a little strength against the dollar, not much. The 10-year continues to climb all the way up to 2.16%. Holy mackerel. It was just a week or two ago that we saw 1.75 or something like that. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's zooming. The rates are zooming up. And let's look at Bitcoin today. Bitcoin is up almost 2% today, 1.75% to up $692 to 39,537. A little bit of a comeback for Bitcoin today. And the FTSE was flat, and while the Nikkei was also basically flat. Okay, so there we go. Now let's look at some stocks. Let's look at maybe let's start by looking at the spiders, even though we look at it almost every day. 426 up 9. Interesting looking candle as it's filling, it's saying within it's a little pennant that it's forming, isn't it? It does look like a little bit of a pennant, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So let me throw this in, this pennant. Since the reversal 2 weeks ago, we have basically a series of higher lows, and we're continuing with a series of lower highs. So something's got to give, so to speak. And we could draw this a little tighter if you like, which means that something's going to give even sooner. It'll either, depending on whether which lines you're looking at, it's either going to break out before 321 or before 324. So that's not very long. Today is 3:15.
It's 15th, yeah.
Yeah, so we're talking another week with at the most before we get a break of this inner pennant. I drew it a little tight. If you want the outer one, then you're looking perhaps at the week after or the 24th of March, which is next Thursday, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, next Thursday. So by next Thursday, this thing should resolve itself. And to my way of thinking, it'll resolve itself by breaking out to 440.93, our previous high from a week and a half ago. So I'm going to draw that in where I think it's heading. I think we will get a retest of this high at about 441, 441.11 it was. The March 3rd high is where I think we're heading, right back up there. And then I think it gets past that, and we test the double top that we put in back here at 457, 457.88 to be precise. So
That would be awesome, man.
yeah, I see a big move coming. And like I said, we're one headline away from such a move. And in fact, peace in Ukraine will take this market to new highs by third quarter, at the worst, probably by second quarter, sometime this quarter, sometime in the second quarter, January, February, March, April, May, or June, second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could see new highs. I think for the year, on average, after a sell-off due to a geopolitical event, on average, we get that everything back plus another 11% on average. If that's the case, we're going to get everything back. That would be 480 roughly, and plus another 10% would be another 50 points to close the year at, say, 530. And 530 is a good number. A lot of brokerages on Wall Street are calling for 520, 500, 530. So it's in the ballpark. So as bad as it looks like now, I don't think it's going to look that way by the end of the year. I'm betting on that because I'm increasing my cash, I'm decreasing my cash position on a daily basis, and I'm continuing to do that for the last month.
Yes, because there's so many deals out there. Like there's so many good, prices out there for stocks.
Yeah, I mean, Google is a tremendous bargain. Maybe
Right.
less of a bargain today, but let me take a look at Google. I don't know if I had it in my list. I think I did.
Google is going to split soon, right?
I believe so. They announced before Amazon, didn't they?
Yes, they did. They announced at least a month before Amazon.
Yeah, a month before. So they're sitting pretty at support. 2,500 is beautiful support. It's tested it a number of times, and what we have today is a beautiful green inside candle, which is bullish in a situation like this where it's been in a slump. So we have this engulfing candle that happened on 224. And now we have an inside candle that looks bullish that happened today. I think we tested 200, which is a clear-cut resistance on Google. The 200 is at 2734, 2734. That's where I see the first stop on Google, right in here. Bring it down a little. 2734, right there. And after that, it's off to the races, So that's how I see it. I don't see the 50-day as being much of a problem. It's a 200 that we got to get. It's a hurdle. The 200 is a hurdle on Google. Of course, I own some Google, not as much Google as I own Amazon or Apple. I added to my Apple today, earlier in the session, so I got a little bit of a move. I added to CTIC as I said I would. Remember, Kamal? I said if it goes down to 425.
Correct. You did.
So I added at 425, and yesterday I also added at lower numbers because it went all the way to 4. So I added at 411 and 414. So I added 3 times yesterday. And I'm creeping up to almost the number of shares that I had to begin with. So I'm trying to get them all back slowly. As I think there's more to go, more room to run on CTIC.
So, Dr. J, there is a bunch of investors out there holding back. They're waiting for like the confidence move, like they to move into the market. When do you think this will happen?
As soon as we start going up in a sustained manner, you get 3 up days in a row, you're going to see money come in like crazy, and that will propel the market even higher.
I see.
So you want to see 3 solid up days in a row. That'll whet the appetites of the sideline money. You'll see Arjun becoming a bull again.
I wasn't gonna mention Arjun, but here you go. You mentioned it.
Well, Arjun has been making money being a bear, but Arjun is smart enough to change from bear to bull overnight.
Yes, he is.
He's very versatile. KT remarks that the Chinese stocks are beginning to look good.
Thank you, KT.
What's with my screen? Why is it doing this? I messed something
You're still sharing
I'm
without showing us.
So what do I have to do? Stop sharing?
There you go.
Okay. I look, if you want to gamble, it's certainly an attractive looking entry point for Neo, XPEV, Baba, Tencent, you name it. They're all down in the dumps. Lee Motors. So if you want to gamble, go ahead. I mean, I wouldn't because there's a world of stocks outside of China that have also been beaten down that I'd prefer going into.
Right.
You never know what's going to happen with China. I mean, they could get crazy and start delisting. They're delisting DD. Who knows what the next one is? Baba, maybe. I don't want any part of it. No, that's just my feeling. I mean, they're not threatening to delist Neo or XPEV, but who knows?
I'm still in my Neo, but there's no reason to leave it at this point because
Yeah, at this point, if you're in it, I would be holding it.
yeah, exactly. So I think in terms of it coming back, that's good news.
Yeah, Kamal, that wall looks great.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, so let's get
I noticed you put Tandem on your list.
Yeah, I want to look at Tandem because the price looked attractive to me.
Yeah,
I had tons of Tandem, and I sold it at like half of what it is now. Tons.
in the 50s, really.
It's doing it. Is it supposed to look like this when I share screen? It looks funny.
Well, until you show your charts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to look at Tandem. TNDM, correct?
I sold it in the mid
For a
60s.
while, the 100 was the key point. Then it was well above 100 for a while.
I mean, this is really bargain basement prices that you could buy it after hours for $100. I think it's a good buy. Just, I mean, I don't know I haven't been following the fundamentals, but they got the best thingamajiggy for diabetes on the market. So,
Right. They haven't dipped below 100 yet, so it's.
you sure gotta like this line that in the sand that I just drew at 100, don't you?
Yeah.
You really gotta like it. It goes all the way back to a couple of touches, the last one on 811 and even one earlier than that on 727. So the $100 has proven to be amazing support. I think it holds. I think that I don't know why it sold off after hours. Probably means nothing. But I would look at that why it sold off, and if it seems to be nothing much, I would probably add if I owned it. I don't own it, but I may take a position in it. I'm seriously thinking of getting back in to a little Tandem.
We liked it. We liked it at this price in the old days.
Yeah, I made money on Tandem. I sold it at this price at 100.
Right, because you were in way earlier, right?
I was in like it's 50, 60. So I sold it at 100, and now I'm thinking of buying it back at 100 a year later. Really crazy. But that's the market, right?
Indeed.
Apple, it made a good showing for itself today, didn't it? Very good showing.
I guess whatever you were concerned with yesterday in terms of supplies is finding its way out.
No, it's not that. It was overdone. The selling was overdone. There are supply issues, and if China doesn't end its what do you call it, quarantine, whatever they're doing, within a reasonable amount of time, it's going to hurt Apple significantly. Especially their new SE phone, the cheap phone.
Special edition.
It's gonna affect the numbers that they can manufacture turn out by a couple of percent. If this thing drags longer, it'll really crush them. It'll hurt them. It will hurt them. Not crush them, but it will hurt them. Takes a lot to crush Apple. They're not being crushed. Wrong word. I should never use that word for Apple.
Exactly. Not unless you're talking about the juice.
There's no reason ever to sell Apple. Just like there's always it's always a good time to buy Amazon. There's no reason to ever sell Apple.
Well, this $150 line that you drew in the sand seems very indicative.
Yeah, the very good 155 for Apple, 100 for Tandem. They look like solid support levels. Yeah. Amazon, I thought it was going to 2750 yesterday. Scared the hell out of me. But today is a much better day. It was repelled a little bit by the 20-day EMA, but it had a really nice day. Not higher high than yesterday. Nice green candle. Support at the 9-day. You want to see it take out one of these lower series of lower highs, and that'll make me feel a lot better. Look at this. It's cascading, lower high, lower high, lower high. There's 5 lower highs in a row. It's a little annoying already, so it's time to turn that around. And we clearly have a pennant, just like we do for the spiders. This one comes to a head at 4.7. So, what was the other one? 424, 324, right? About
Exactly.
8 days earlier for the spiders.
Yeah.
Just because it comes to a head here doesn't mean it's not going to break out earlier, right? So let's say the spider picture is more accurate. It'll break out by let's say by 324 the latest, and it'll probably, if it breaks out there, it'll be up. It'll probably challenge these highs here. Take these out. Let me draw where I think this is going. The first stop on the Express, the Amazon Express. The first stop on the Amazon Express is 3,094.33. There it is, Dr. J's first stop. You might get a little pullback at that point. So I like it to easily go through the 50. The 50 will not repel it. I think the 50, let's see where the 50 is. The 50-day moving average is 30.49. Well, it's close. I think it will go through that, but it will have a little trouble getting through 3,100. And then once it does that, the key pivot. Well, there's a lot of key pivots.
Yeah.
Certainly, this one looks like a very key pivot at 32.67, 32.76, whatever it is, 32.76. Of course, right above that is several other pivots, but this one looks particularly important. The 32.76 high on 2.9 looks very, very important. That one is the key one before it can take off like a rocket ship. I see that this one taking off like a rocket ship along with the rest of the market, maybe lead the market higher. Amazon, Google, and Apple should be the market leaders on the way up, just like they were market laggards on the way down. So I see them all three being market leaders. Google, Apple, Amazon, market leaders on the way up. What else did I list? With CTIC?
Caterpillar for whatever reason.
Because it's been a very steady, good performer during the downturn. It was one to be in. Caterpillar was one to be in.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, when everything else was going down, it did go down. I mean, I'm not going to say it didn't. It went all the way down to 180, but it was quick to recover, and it's still going up like a rocket ship. I like Caterpillar and I like Deere. I think the industrials look good. I think that's one of the sectors to be in going forward is the industrials. So I like that. I don't know which one I like better, Deere or Caterpillar. I just wrote Caterpillar. I own Caterpillar. I don't own Deere, so that's probably why I did it. 218.39 is the yesterday's high. It takes that out. It looks like it's going right back to 230 again. It's got a lot of Momo, a lot of Momo behind this one. That's why I listed it. I'm very bullish, Cat. What else did I list? CTIC,
Athesis, actually.
Athesis, yucky poo.
Yeah.
I keep buying it. I bought more today. I can't help myself at this price. I'm either going to go broke or I'm going to get rich, one or the other.
Right. It does have a way of extracting money from your wallet. I've been doing that since 3. I know.
Yeah, no question. You see these prices, and you know the potential risk reward is so great. Both directions. The risk is zero, like Tim Kirk said, and the upside is $70 ultimately. That's very accurate. I like Tim's assessment. But you could lop off one zero from the 70 and make it 7 for like the year. I don't see it going above 7 for this year. But over the next 5 years, it could be 70. What's the market cap on this? About 100 million, 100.5 million? It's very low market cap at this point.
162.
162 million. So, I mean, that's crazy. 10 times is 1.6 billion, which is still very low. 100 times is 16 billion, which is still very reasonable. 16 billion for a blockbuster drug for ischemic stroke, very reasonable. That would put it at $67. There's Tim Kirk's 70. You know something? You hit it on the nose. And within 5 years, $70 is certainly possible with this company. And that's why it's so tempting to just buy tons of it at 68 cents. Worst comes to worst, you rip up your ticket. It's like the track.
Right. You go like onto the track.
This is like the track. I mean,
Right.
you're getting 100 to 1 shot, 100 to 1 odds, but if it doesn't make it, you rip up your ticket.
Right.
So if you got a little of that in you, if you have risk tolerance on this one, it's a good one to be in. The risk reward is really good, as it is good in AABB. I like the risk reward on this one.
That one's down. Is that down to it's down really low.
Yeah, it got down to under a dime. Yet the news is interesting. They keep on gobbling up small gold mines, and gold is doing well, and it's going to be used to back their AABBG crypto coin. So that's going to be backed with gold. It put in a low right here at 8 cents, and that low was back here on 224, February 24th. But it also turned around that day. It came back to challenge that low on 3.8 and is moving back up away from that 3.8 low. The 3.8 low is a higher low at 9 cents. This was at 0.89 cents, I think, something like that. So, I mean, we're talking fractions of a penny. It's a little crazy, but that's what you got to do when you're in a stock like this, fractions of a penny.
You still on it, Dr. J?
I own it. Yeah, I don't own a huge amount. I sold a lot of it at 35 cents. So
wow, I kept it. I own tons and tons of shares in this one, but I just didn't.
You had to take something off when it broke 30 cents. I don't understand. What were you thinking?
I was thinking maybe $1.
But you're greedy. You take half off,
Yes,
let the rest ride.
that's what I did with BCRX. I sold like half around like 18.
For that, you did the right thing. For this one, you did the wrong thing. What can I tell you?
Yes,
It's easy to be an armchair quarterback.
Live and learn.
Exactly.
Well, it's easy to be an armchair quarterback. If it went to $1, you'd have been laughing all the way to the bank. So look, I should, in retrospect, I should have sold it all at 35 cents.
Yes.
in retrospect.
Well, I was reading comments, people saying $5, people saying, like some crazy big numbers. I'm like, I'm looking for $1, just
Yeah,
a buck.
well, what did it hit at its high? 20?
It hit like 30 something.
I sold it this day right here when it spiked. I don't remember what it said. Sold it at 30 something cents. Guess it wasn't 35, maybe 31, whatever it was.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. And now we look like we're climbing again. So if crypto gets hot, this is a really good play. I think
Well, crypto will eventually get hot. I mean,
I'm a little worried about the EU, the comments out of the EU with Bitcoin that they may ban Bitcoin. That's scary. If the EU would have banned Bitcoin, that would be a big hurt. I don't think they can. I mean, realistically, there's so many people involved with so many people own Bitcoin.
in fact, I feel that if they ban it, people will find ways to buy it, offshore and whatnot. Like it will make it more attractive.
Well, maybe.
No,
It's like
I mean, you can't ban it per se, but you can tax it the second it gets liquidated into a regular currency, if ever.
Look at this line. This is interesting line. It's got a hit at the low, at a pivotal low on 12.6 of 12 cents, and then it has another hit, or close to a hit, on 2.2 of 11.89, and another hit on 3.1 of 12.35. So this is a very interesting area, this $12 area. In fact, if you're not too greedy and you don't mind making 20%, you buy at a dime and you sell at 12 cents.
Yes.
That's very doable here. As it seems to be attracted to that 12-cent line. So you have a pennant forming here that's resolving in a couple of days. We might get a pop to the 12-cent level, and you just collect 20% on your money. Is that nothing wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Okay. What else did I put down? Anything?
Where the time is up,
Our
basically.
time is up.
We're at the 30-minute mark. So
All right, so that's it, Andrew. Am I still in DraftKings and Tilray? Yes, I am. Should I give up? I'm not giving up, but you can give up if you want. Ryan Lucas loves the show. Pete is listening to their Asis's new CEO will report back. They had earnings, and now there's a conference call. And Shores, I don't know what that was. Ryan wants us to look at OIGN. Write that down. We'll do it the next time. KT, take care. Thanks, everybody, for coming and watching. Trillions is with us. All righty. Ciao. See you all tomorrow. Mañana.
have a good day.
Bye-bye.